Hi, I'm William Stewart, co-founder of Teleos. Welcome back to our verse-by-verse study on the book of Acts. I'm glad you're here. We are in the amazing chapter 7, Stephen the deacon's sermon to the leadership of Israel after they arrested him for teaching the gospel. And he is where they were saying he's blaspheming. He's throwing it back at them, saying that they are in sin by rejecting the message of Christ. And he does this by going through the history of Israel, starting with Abraham and the basis of all scripture, the promise of a deliverer, a Messiah to Abraham, as well as founding the nation of Israel. He then talks about the transition between Abraham and the time of Moses. And now we come up to the time of Moses himself. And we'll spend several videos on this. It's an extensive sermon by Stephen and a good review of Israel's history and the purposes of God and the progressive revelation to bring the salvation. Remember, the story of the Bible, the purpose of the Bible is salvation through Christ. And what's there is true, but it's centered and purposeful around the person and work of Christ. Let's go to the text. And again, we'll paraphrase a little bit here, maybe a lot for efficiency's sake, but we'll get the point across. Verse 21, and when he was cast out, and this was Moses being cast out into the River Nile to protect him because the Pharaoh was killing the Jewish children out of his fear and paranoia. So this was also, we'll talk about Moses being a type of Christ. This also typed what happened when King Herod, at the time of Christ, was killing the children, the Jewish children, as in a way that Pharaoh did, basically trying to destroy the seed that would bring Messiah. And Moses was then taken by Pharaoh's daughter and taught at his court and raised as her son and learned everything about all their wisdom and knowledge, and basically could have become Pharaoh. And however, he decided he was not going to accept this role, but return to his people and to their God. And so in doing so, he went to visit his people. He found somebody, or a Pharaoh or an Egyptian guard, brutalizing an Egyptian, and he killed the guard. And he thought he had done a good thing. The next day he returned. Two Israelites were fighting among themselves. He tried to stop them, and they scoffed at him, saying, "Well, are you going to kill us too, like you did the guard yesterday? Who made you a judge over this?" This shocked judge over us. This shocked Moses, and he fled to Madian, a region just across the Red Sea, to the east of Egypt, the wilderness. There he met Jethro and stayed with him, married, and for 40 years he was there.